One of the biggest ones is that your ability to regulate your emotions is hampered. So your
Right.
your brain's amygdala, deep in your brain, little guy that shaped like an almond, tiny little guy that
Hmm.
handles all of our emotional processing is overactive. And that actually hijacks your brain and shuts down your prefrontal cortex. And so rather than you say something to somebody and maybe it's kind of neutral, or you provide them with some feedback, they're going to take that as a
Right.
threat and be really combative about it.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I mean, it's in terms of, any personal development that you're doing, especially the work that I do in helping thought leaders, is that I'm giving people feedback and I'm really pressure testing their life's work. This is very personal information. I mean, this is personal for them. These are their experiences. I mean, some people I work with, I mean, yes, they're, business leaders and things like that, but I mean, also people who have suffered some real trauma, and I'm pressure testing and saying, well, what does your trauma mean for me? And how can I learn from it? If you are not in a quote unquote good space, right, well rested and ready to receive that kind of information and ready to, it's not necessarily even receive it, but it's also to engage with it.
Mhm.
I can always tell those conversations, I get off and I'm like, I don't know if that, if that connected, right? And you don't, but think of it as any leader, maybe you're giving feedback to a person on your team, right? How
Mhm.
rested, how ready are you to engage, right? Because if we're
Mhm.
just giving feedback and we're exhausted and we're tired and we haven't slept, we're just like, okay, I'm going to tick this box. I'm going to tell them what they need to know. And I got to move on to the next thing. That's not a good space for me, the leader, to be in, but also that person on the other side, if they're not rested, if they haven't done the things that they need to take care of, they can't engage with it. They are, again, like you said, they're going to get threatened. So I think any meaningful exchange, any meaningful learning, any meaningful anything, it's got to be grounded in that we are showing up as best as we possibly can, physically and mentally. And, it's again my dedicated, 8 hours that I try real hard for, right?